is the duty finder for Snowcloak. It should now be unlocked. There we go. Oh, before I jump into that, I'll quickly go to my character, recommended gear. I have a bunch of the Daystar stuff. I can have my weird half and half outfit going. It'll be fine. A bit strange, but fine nonetheless. Oh, now that launched fairly quickly. I was about to go check my achievements and see the dolphin thing. See if that was the achievement to get the dolphin minion. Because I got the seagull minion for seeing 3 sets of seagulls. Oh no, if I was sleepy before, this music is Snowcloak music is a set that makes me very sleepy. Because it's just so calm and relaxed. Going to be risky as soon as they stop. I can keep them alive. We're all good. That's a healing ring. all these AoEs that are being got. This dungeon's going to seem to be so fast. Right. There we go, this dungeon is not particularly difficult. Sorry, I haven't really been... I got into the zone of just playing the game, which meant that I wasn't really talking. I just enjoy listening to the music of Snowcloak. It's a lovely, calming dungeon. Gonna get quite good. I think he's definitely a mentor than you, by the time he is. Yeah, we did it. Did the Dungeons 3 achievement unlocked? Nice and simple. And I've got my like half outfit. Looks very silly. Oh, I didn't get to accommodate them. They left too quickly. I got one commendation though, so not all a loss. And then it should teleport me back to where I was, Kuvarthus. Continue the story, if I'm remembering correctly.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am.
I saw.
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost.
I have not been involved in the war.
In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good.
The greater good.
For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Okay. Huh. My fisher is almost level 50. My botanist is level 52. My white mate is level 55. I'm getting there. That took longer than I expected. What news, Tegan? I beat up a massive dog, and then Iceheart turned up. So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That you managed to escape is regrettable. But from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhaps they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. 12 be praised, Tegan. We may yet turn this situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortoms, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. Yeah, probably. Antecedent? You come to us straight from the archives of House Fortoms. I trust your time there proved fruitful. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Cannot get my words right. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with the dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ashgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortoms. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Feud without prejudice. Most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. Agreed. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Helone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service of the Fury. Such righteous fervour may well serve a knight on the front lines, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, nay, a different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more. Random interaction that I'm not allowed to know. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat sceptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mughal XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mughal Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Menphelia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? Pretty much. My survey team has concluded the preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetheryte, somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly, unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal. I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlea may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I do not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. Exactly. Whilst Menphelia looks into the Aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Coerthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you are not aware. Sure. Good. I knew you would understand. Nuyahase can appraise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights may hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Menphelia wearing that coat made me realise that I should be wearing my winter gear, given that we're doing all of the wintry zone stuff. But unfortunately I'm not in a town at the moment, so I can't put on a glamour. There you are, Tegan. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Uldar, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Dranathan Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall take part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Oh, he twisted his ankle. The others went on ahead to Dranathan Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. This snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Imagine twisting your ankle that early into a journey. Unfortunate. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast, and Yuhase. I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Great scaled beast. And there's Yuhase, about to be attacked. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice that they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's neat knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our searches to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Hello, suspicious Coerthans. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with her then if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yeah, we kind of know she's an hour. We have her dragon tail, we just haven't seen her face. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Fancy meeting you here, Tegan. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither. What a tangled web, lest you wonder we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favourite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Ugiri and her shinobi, we might have never discovered this connection. Mr. Alfno is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That's a most generous offer, Lady Ugiri, and one I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Tegan. Let us wait inside of Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. Captain Ilberd seems confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Tendrils of intrigue. Captain Ilberd, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretics we captured, I regret to say that the man could not tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, and the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. Okay. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortoms. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the ivy? Are we any close to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Rauban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames established? It is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Uldar's was ever the more vulnerable for infiltration. Both Limps Laminsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the information of the mail to the form. Both Limsa Laminsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldar's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rauban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known, even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost. There remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature... Welcome back, Shadow Wolf. Given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that means recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organisation's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simply self-preservation. Had Neil Vandanus' ambitions been less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Rauban with an army. It is but a wonder that they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several higher-rank flames, any of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. I continue your investigations with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in the manner of... if Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich, informing him of our success in identifying the heretics are abettors. That's the word. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leaders has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Tegan. As the realm's stoutest champion, tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Sure, that's her sentence. Oh, and the attestant has already given her consent, lest you worry. I had one more fishing trip. I got to like level 48, so I'm almost at level 50. And the campaign's going well. We just finished off a dungeon and then ran over here to uncover conspirators. We are on our way to fighting Shiva, but there's probably quite a lot before that. Like Mia, you're doubtless eager to conclude the business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternative route until such time as they succeed. I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Redania and in readiness of the coming council. Meet me at Novgazolta and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Oh, this one. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the dungeon was a nice one. It's called Snowcloak, and it's just a lovely, calming, relaxing dungeon. So rainy. Very rainy. My thanks for coming, Tegan. When you're ready, speak to the Conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. The Alliance leaders await you in the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes. Play me the voice line cutscene. Hopefully it's voice lined.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Well, that's a look at the new emperor, but it's not going to tell us who he is, I don't think.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Right. Sometimes I enjoy there being rain. I don't like being in the rain. So, like, I prefer sitting indoors, hearing the rain against the window, or like being undercover. Like, I love rain in a forest when you can find like a good tree to sit under. That's probably my favourite. But I don't like being stood in the rain and getting soaked, because then I end up just getting cold and ill, which is not as fun.
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Young Varus? Not gonna lie, he looks old.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
I disagree.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Oh, that sucks. You used to have a lovely little project, a lovely little green area to sit in, and then they cut it down for housing.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It will not have escaped your notice, but the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Laminsons, for instance. Although Admiral Merlweb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swirling, wooden-legged cutthroats. Likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits, who talk to trees, and the Uldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is besides the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Carsmo is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Tegan, and all that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Coerthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you succeed in apprehending the ivy. Yeah. Kinda suspicious, but okay. Whee. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we may have unmasked the ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Facing ivy. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eleanor Rolaine. Royale? Aline Royale? Raban's second in command. Is it weird to take cats on walks with cat leashes? I used to do that, but I've never heard of anyone else doing that. I've heard of people doing it. I don't think that stops it being weird. But if I had a cat, I would want to do it as well. So I guess I would just be weird. Like, if the cat wants to have a leash and is willing to allow me to walk it around, then I would totally be up for that. Prior to joining the Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with the polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Rauban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favour foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur to protest when Royala was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? And she knows that we're just stood watching her and talking about her. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Rael's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Rauban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being here in Gridania. Yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames' records for evidence of Rael's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks. Every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? Sure. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Stalk this lady, but don't be too obvious about it. Seems weird. But yeah, while I'm here in town, I need to make sure that I equip my lovely wintry glamour. When I go back to Werthas, I need to be ready. Look at it. Beautiful. I'm all snug. The rain can't dampen my spirits now, but I'm all snug. Hee. Hey, old bird. Rael is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Okay. Running again. So, Rael has entered the Carline Canopy. Meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemia is her name. I shall remain here in case Rael reappears. Yep, not up here. Random quests. Winter mouse. A little snow mouse. Yep, because this individual isn't suspicious at all. They definitely don't stand out from the second I walked down the stairs. Tigmuson? Such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. slipped in and back out again. And I get to dress up in the same colour as the Crystal Braves. I mean, the lovely blue. Not the same blue, but nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Montoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigour. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait. That necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Fredonia, by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Raleigh could have disappeared without a trace. New road. Oh, I think the augmented gear is better than that robe. Yep. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Raleigh's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Stop raining! But that did make me realise that I've probably got a bunch of tomes. Potentially buy some more ironworks gear. There we go. I can, so, no, I'm going to collect up to 350, then buy them all in one go. Because if I buy some now, I'll then just confuse myself. This is Guild. Nope, that's not where I meant to go. Sweet Bloom Beer. There we go. Correct. I'm glad I could correct myself. This way, my friends. Yugiri's just already here. Your quarry makes for Hawthorn Hut. If Raleigh is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with the Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You're no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communications over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Raleigh would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the immortal flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognised. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. It is for this reason, I believe, that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elazan are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not likely to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with the mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Unfortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make Hawthorne huts and catch Raleigh in the act. Have we found our traitor? My people report that our quarry has departed for the bramble patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came. But perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen, I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Oh, the bramble patch is the one here. Covered in brambles. Makes sense. I'm still all dressed up in wintry clothes, ready for Coarthus. Just beyond, Raleigh is conversing with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer, an imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. Nod. Yes. This is it. Flame Marshal Aline Ralaine. Morale? I have no idea how to pronounce that. You are under arrest for treason and espionage. Were followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. Secret treetop shinobi. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. Nope. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When I last looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do not think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. weird side eye. Even a warrior of Rael's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then that the people of Aldar will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Tegan? Go back to Querthus. So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, you have considerable training in the arts of... And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have an aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Have you become a ninja? No? Have you thought about becoming a ninja? Oh, actually, I might... no, that should be fine. We will stop teleport to the Rising Stones. We can have this conversation at least before we go back to do some more ocean fishing. Because I've got level 50 to reach in ocean fishing. I'm probably going to do it in my next one. Welcome back, team. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Royale? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us naught to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust that the authorities will uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. That's good. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of the Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Fortump's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the results will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we've called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Shalia. She could be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Is it going to be who I think it is? Is it going to be my favourite? It might be. It might be my favourite. Although we are going to have a horrible relationship when I'm a mouse. Because she does like to dress as a cat. If someone can figure out from that what I mean. A Sharlayan scholar who likes to dress like a cat. Oh, big spooky black drake with purple glowy bits. Here we go, the gate. Come on, is it going to be who I think it is? Well, no, it isn't. She's still a cool character, but not who I thought it was. Is it Moonbreeder? Is her name Moonbreeder? I can't remember.
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar, and an authority on aetheryte technologies.
I thought her name was Moonbreeder. I did forget it for a moment, because I'm not going to lie, she's not that important a character.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
She is a scion, though, by the looks of it.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And her being not an important character doesn't stop her being cool. She just isn't in the game for long. We'll do one more cutscene. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Okay, not one more cutscene, just that piece of conversation, so at least they're back in the Rising Stones. Because it is time that I go and grab a quick drink and use the loo, and then more ocean fishing. So I will momentarily turn off my VTuber Canon mic when I get to the fishing port. Everyone else feel free to take a momentary break. And in the next 12 minutes, ocean fishing will then kick off, and we can jump back in with that. And then continue with the story for a little bit longer. Up to the next set of ocean fishing. So we'll have another hour and a half of story. And 2 more sets of ocean fishing. Quickly go down to Seaport. I also like that I swapped to my winter gear and have not been to Coerthas since. Very silly. Hello, someone's just here fishing instead. Ready to fish. I'm going to sit momentarily, and in 11 minutes I'll be back to do some ocean fishing. of minutes until fishing starts. But as you can see, there's already loads of people ready and waiting to go ocean fishing. Because now that ocean fishing gets irregular tombstones for the event, so far it's one of the more reasonable ways, other than spam running some of the more annoying dungeons. It's one of the easier ways to get a bunch of the tombstones. So yeah, we have a lot of popularity. A lot of popularity when it comes to deep sea fishing at the moment because of the events that go on, but obviously there are times when it's not so popular and then times when it is very popular. And obviously if people are trying to get their fishers up, it's very easy to do so. Also, someone over there has the Inferno jacket that you can get from the tombstones. They've dyed it red, so the normal red, orange and yellow flame patterns up the sleeves are now all just reds and pinks. And the undershirt itself, that's normally white, is red instead. Very cool. I'm ready to go. I will hit level 50 with a level 1 fishing rod. And then probably hit level 100 with a level 1 fishing rod. Who knows? Unless I can get like a level 50 fishing rod super easy, I don't really know. Because I know when you get to max level, there are scripts, and you can use those to get better stuff. But obviously I don't know if you also get scripts at lower levels, like you do with the tombstones. Can't really remember, I haven't done it a huge amount. While I have maxed Fisher on my other classes, on my other characters, I don't remember it, because I very much did it when ocean fishing started up, which was a while ago. Oh, which baits am I meant to be using? Tuition fish. Let's go with krill. I'm already on krill, that's fine. Okay. I just broke my own potion for no reason. So yeah, krill and ragworms. And our missions are weak bites. 31 weak bites. Interesting. 13 crabs. We've already caught one, so that's a good start. And then 3 or 5 3-star or higher. So as long as we get a spectral, that one is a given. And once again, I forgot to eat cheese. I've got so much cheese and I never eat it. I'm hoarding cheese. My entire party is all level 100s. tagging on? That's silly. There we go. Now I've got the snacking turned off. I don't know how I'm going to do on getting 31 weak bites. Like, it should be as simple as getting 18 strong bites. But I don't know. It seems like I'm getting a bunch, which then should be fine. Also, catching crabs hasn't been doing much so far. I've caught 1 out of 13 that we need. So, no idea. Maybe we'll have success with our missions. Like, the one that I'm not worried about is catching the high star rating fish. Because we literally just need to do 1 spectral and that will be done. I've got 11 in the first zone. So maybe it'll be doable. Only 1 crab though. Next zone I think I need to be using krill as well. Are there any crabs? Is it the last zone that just has a bunch of crabs in it? Which also needs krill. So I guess I'm just using krill the whole time. That's nice and simple. Snowy. I didn't even spot myself in that fly box. This will be where I get my 3 stars. That was hitting level 50. Yeah, I hit level 50 with a level 1 pushing out. Thanks, Ocean Fatigue. Okay, I'm getting plenty of wheat points. Nope, I missed the wrong one. Still caught fish though. Sorry. almost caught all the weak bites. 3 more to go of those. And then we've got to somehow catch 4 crabs. In the last zone, which the crabs you get by using krill. I guess I'll just stick to using krill. It should be okay. They are strong bites using krill. So, with some luck, we'll get a few, but probably not 12. So, could be tricky. Oh, I got a crab. I just managed to get my rod before they called. It was not another weak bite though. I need to get 1 more weak bite and then loads of crabs. Because I still need 11 more crabs. Which is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to get those. Welcome, Sensu. The oceans are doing well. I have passed level 50 in ocean fishing, which is funny because I'm still using the level 1 fishing rod, because I haven't even done the level 5 fishing quest yet. So it's very silly. I also managed to get the achievement where I got a seagull minion. So that's always good. I don't think I've got the dolphin minion one, but I did forget to check again. So once I finish this sea fishing, I will check. I'm trying to catch crabs. Is there a crab in this? There is, and it takes ragworm. What's the ragworm? Ooh, fish. The same new fish. Oh. sure I'm not going to be able to catch 11 more crabs in 3 minutes. So that's pretty solidly a nope on all 3 of my missions. But I got 2 of them, which is good enough for me. Oh. Nice, I a couple of cards. I don't know if it's enough there. Oh, I ended up getting 5, 26. Yeah, that's it for fishing in that regard. Yep. Well. We managed to do some ocean fishing. We managed to pass 50 in our fisher class. Still with the level 1 fishing rod, so I can go and have a look at if there's options. Well, there are definitely better options for fishing rods, but I wonder if there's a easy way to get a level 50 fishing rod without spending a bunch of gil on it. Yeah, see, I still don't get any scripts. Loading screen. You do not meet the requirements to obtain... Ah, there you go. You do not meet the requirements to obtain Gatherer's scripts. Please ensure you have completed the side quest Inscrutable Tastes. So I could get scripts now that I'm level 50, but I have to complete the side quest Inscrutable Tastes. Which I imagine is the level 50 fishing quest, probably. dump all these fish into this surface pit. Many crabs we caught. There we go. Running on 80 tomestones. Oh, just run to Hawker's Alley. So I'm literally running up here. Completely. Double check their gear. They're currently wielding the level 19 axe, which is the best axe they have at the moment. The next one's 31, so that's fine. There's a better scythe, level 28 scythe. Doesn't appear to be better headwear yet for them. That's still level 1 stuff. Okay. Let's assign them a new adventure. Woodland Exploration level 6. Then we can quickly check the market board and go to fishing tools. We could get a level 52 fishing rod, which gives me so much extra stuff. The one I'm using at the moment is this level 1, which just gives me 22 gathering. This gives me 151 gathering and 86 perception, which means I can catch better fish. But before I do that, I'm going to run over well, that was terrible. I was running forwards and used the teleport, and it lagged so much on me leveling that it ended up teleporting me backwards to put me where I would have been had I successfully teleported when I was back there. Which is the opposite of what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to save me time. Instead I had to run the same spot twice. Wait, it's not even them that I was looking for. There who I was looking for. Go with Gatherer. It's purposeful. Because yeah, you can get a whole set of fishing gear for level 50. During the whole concert. There may well be copyrighted music being played, so I'm going to avoid that for the moment. But yeah, so by the looks of it, I need to do no problem, Shadow Wolf. I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. There's still a little bit going, as we will do a couple more, about an hour and a half more of main story, and then one more ocean fishing, and then that'll be the stream finishing there, I think. So there's still a bit longer. But I hope you enjoy your evening. I need inscrutable tastes was the thing, wasn't it? But I also need to double check my achievements. I did level 50. That one. Encounter 3 dolphins. And I get the dolphin minion. Aha!